If you're a parent of kids, especially kids over the age of 8, you know how challenging this whole topic of cell phones and iPads and technology can be. Let's face it, the world we live in is amazing. Cell phones are here to stay. They're great technological advances for all of us, but they're addicting, and kids want them all the time. And sometimes it's just refreshing to hear people talk about how they're going to limit it, how they don't want their kids to be on them all the time, and how it is a super important issue for parents across the board. Because too often we go to restaurants, we go to public places, and it's just a bunch of zombies staring at the screens. And today, Matt and Oli are digging into how they tackle this whole cell phone issue, this whole idea in technology with kids. And while we may not be experts, and who knows if we're even right in our approach here, this is our approach nonetheless. So enjoy the show. Welcome to another episode of the D.H.E podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to the D.H.E. Dad Husband Entrepreneur Podcast. My name is Oli Hovde. I'm the co-host with
Matt Adelman here, guys.
We are here. If you've not listened to a podcast of ours yet, we are here to talk about all things dad, husband, entrepreneurs. Biggest thing is these are our opinions. These are not facts. These are not.
Some are facts.
Yeah, I mean, like fact. It's raining out and it's feels like fall, which I love. But yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like it's all about. We're just talking about being real. We're us. We know that guys, dads out there, husbands, entrepreneurs. Maybe your mom that's listening to us. You probably feel some of the same thing that we feel. And you're probably looking for a group or some people to listen to or talk to or hear from that have similar opinions, thoughts, problems, whatever. So one of the things that we're going to do today is we're going to talk about one of my favorite questions I get from my 6-year-old daughter. Okay. Dad, when do I get a cell phone?
Oh, good Lord.
And she loves to tell me about all of her friends in school that have cell phones. And she's like,
6?
Oh yeah. Well,
no way.
No, there's no validation of it, right? Like I haven't seen these kids with cell phones, but
do you guys get letters from the school or emails talking about cell phones and when to use them and not?
No, because our kids go to a private school and they're pretty strict about all that crap. So there's a lot more rigidity. Is that a word? Than the public education system, which is why we send our kids to a private school. I mean, that's really the reason is like we love the fact that they have rules.
Or they can set their own rules based on what they think.
Yeah, they're not going to hurt anybody's feelings. I mean, right? If they said, "Hey, this is the rule," and a parent gets pissed, like they just say, "Hey, sorry, buddy, but you're not coming back to school. See you later." Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of benefits of the private school system, but no, I have not seen anything yet. My daughter's in first grade, so we haven't actually seen a rule book on cell phones, but she does tell me that, so-and-so has a phone. I'm like, that's really cool that so-and-so has a phone. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. We don't, it's not allowed in the school our kids go to either, but we get emails as a reminder, parents, just so you know, please don't send your kids to school with phones. They're not allowed to have their phones in school. If we see them, we will take them away. But my wife and I have had this conversation so many times too, because our kids are 9 and 6, as of the time of this recording, and thank God they don't ask for cell phones, but dude, they see them in school all the time.
So I've told you this many times, my daughter, one of her favorite things at bedtime is she loves it when I lay down and I tell her a story. And usually the stories are, Dad, tell me a time when you got hurt. Well, I've run out of when I get hurt stories because
she likes to know when you get hurt.
She likes to know stories of when I got hurt as a kid.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, Dad, you can tell me a story of when you got hurt and you can't be older than 19. And I'm like, okay. So and I've gone through all my hurt stories
hurt as a kid.
Yeah. So but basically every story of me getting significantly injured or hurt as a kid, I have told her. So now we've moved on. Although last night the hurt thing came up again, but not that long ago, my daughter goes, Dad, will you tell me about when you got your first cell phone?
Really?
And I was like, what a stupid question. I mean, I didn't say that, right? But I'm like, who gives a shit? And then I thought about it and I was like, when did I actually get my first cell phone?
When did you?
I must have been either 15 or 16. Because I remember I worked at a golf course and I didn't have my license. And I know that I didn't have my permit. So I must have been just before I turned 15. And I know I can know for a fact. I remember my brother was supposed to pick me up one night. The golf course, like everybody got home at like 9. It's like 9:30. I'm sitting outside. 9:45. I'm still sitting outside. Like there's no phone outside, right? I knew like I couldn't call. I didn't have a cell phone. So, I mean, I just sat outside until my brother showed up, which was a great story. But so I know I didn't have a cell phone at 14.
Okay.
Probably didn't have, and 9/11 occurred when I was 15. I just turned 15 when 9/11 occurred. And I remember being at driver's ed. I didn't have a cell phone then. So it must have been 16 was the rule in our family is when you got a cell phone. So
you made it to 16 without having a cell phone?
I mean, I can't believe it. How did I function? How did I Google things? How did I not play Snake all day?
Just Snake was the greatest on those old Nokia phones.
I did. And you always had that buddy that could get to like the ultra highest level. And you're like, how'd you do that?
Yeah. The greatest apps back then. Well, Snake on the calculator might have been a little better, but
do kids even use calculators?
Yeah, I think so. I see them on ads all the time for back to school, but
God, do you remember when you got your graphing calculator in like 10th grade or whatever?
Oh God.
And everyone's like, dude, I can program a game into this thing.
Yes.
Like, dude, this
it was the greatest.
Ah, man. Those kids, they were so smart back then.
Yeah, right. So back to kids and cell phones. I like this topic. I think it's something that, I mean, everyone has their own opinions on how this works, right? What do you tell your daughter when she says, I want a cell phone? Like, what is the rule that you guys have come up with in your house?
We don't have a hard and fast rule. What I always tell her is like, we will evaluate that as you get older, right? So I don't personally see a need for her to have a cell phone at the age she's at. Maybe, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. I mean, so here's my personal take. She knows my cell phone number. She knows my wife's cell phone number.
Yeah.
So those are the two probably most important cell phone numbers she needs to know. So you could be anywhere, and she could need us. And there's going to be someone with a freaking cell phone.
Yeah.
So why does she need a cell phone in her hand at a young age when we know? I mean, I was reading a Stanford study this morning. It said like there's no evidence to show that cell phones negatively impact kids. Blah blah blah.
Oh, I call bullshit.
That was kind of my theory, right? Like the cell phone itself, take the phone and remove all the technology, just make it a phone with it. You can just call people. Maybe you're right. But I look at it, and I can say from experience, my nieces have, and one of my nieces in particular has undergone some pretty extensive bullying. And I listen to my siblings talk. They've got older kids than I do. The amount of bullshit these kids have to deal with is flat out absurd.
With cell phones or in general?
With cell phones because of social media, right? Like you can have it on social media, but I mean, come on, what kid's sitting there on their computer on social media? I mean, social media in my mind is synonymous with the cell phone. If cell phones didn't exist, who would use social media?
College kids using Facebook back in the 2000s.
Yeah, but like back then it was not what it is today, right? Like you actually had to upload photos into your computer. Like remember when you had like 3 pictures in your Facebook and you're like, dude, I'm killing it?
I agree with you. Social media, I mean, is where it is because of cell phones, but look at apps and app stores and sales on games and just mindless tasks. It's my mother-in-law. I know we're talking kids and cell phone, but Candy Crush, have you played that game? Do you know what it is?
My mother-in-law plays Candy Crush like it is her job.
What level is she on? Do you have any idea?
I don't even want to fathom because it's absurd.
I might be exaggerating, but I don't think I am. I think my mother-in-law is on level 30,000. She's been playing for 8 years. And we did the math. She has to pass somewhere around 10 to 15 levels a day to get to where she is on this
How
game.
much money has she spent in that endeavor?
$0.
Oh.
0.
Well, I mean, come on. That's worth something. That's worth like a trophy from the Candy Crush people.
Will not spend money on that game. She's on level 30,000. My kids, anytime we go to Grandma and Grandpa's, the first thing they ask, and this relates to cell phones, the very first thing they ask, can I play Candy Crush with Grandma? Like, that's the first thing you want? You want to sit down and play a damn game on a phone that Grandma's playing?
So here's the question. You got one kid that's older. and I think this is an interesting discussion, a very interesting point, right? We go to my parents, and my daughter goes, "Hey, grandma, like I want to go to grandma's." Like, sure you do, because you want to play on grandma's iPad. Now, some of the games on there, like ABC Mouse, are actually educational.
Yes.
They're good games. So, like,
Yes.
I'm okay with that as long as it's not time consuming. But the funny part that I see is like there's a lot of these, I'm going to call them in air quotes, interactive games, where allegedly you're playing games with people in the room, and but is that really socializing?
It's not really a cell phone thing, though.
No, but yeah, okay, we'll table that for later on.
Yeah.
But I mean, I look at the cell phones, jumping back. So I tell my daughter, you know what, we'll evaluate that. I don't know if I really know of an age where you need a true, like a smartphone versus a cell phone. I think the distinction, if she needed a cell phone, like if she was going to go,
Yeah.
for a week with friends or whatever, like, yeah, sure, we might get you a flip phone.
But she's 6, so the likelihood of that is not very
Zero.
high. Yeah.
Absolutely 100% zero. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's a lot of responsibility. I mean, I think about cell phones, and again, I'm gonna say smartphones. I think about smartphones as it's a weapon. I mean, it's the response. And I'll take flack for this, and I don't care. It's like giving a child a gun. Yeah, a gun can actually kill someone, but so can social media. Your post, your harassment of someone on social media, your post about someone that you think is funny but actually hurt their feelings can lead to really, 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 really bad things. So when I think about it, like I have a different perspective on that type of stuff.
That is a very aggressive perspective.
It's a very aggressive perspective, but I look at it, and I don't say this, I'll say this to anybody, and I get chills thinking about it. Like, I was bullied in 7th, 8th, 9th grade, and I really struggled.
Were you as big as you are now back then?
I was shorter in 7th and 8th grade and grew a lot in 9th grade and thinned out quite a bit. Hit that growth spurt that a lot of kids hit, right? Those are like 7th and 8th grade were my awkward years. We moved schools, new kid, in a very weird community of like incestual. Like, if you weren't from there, you're not going to be, you're not going to be really welcomed into a lot of the circles. And, I met some great people. Most of them were transplants. Long story of that, though. I have said to so many people, if cell phones exist, if cell phones / social media, again, I'm going to lump them into the same thing, existed the way that they did, the way they do today back then, there is no fucking way I didn't kill myself. And I don't mean that lightly. The bullying was bad enough in person. It was bad enough having to deal with these assholes that were so miserable. Imagine now that being plastered across the internet, or them using, like, that is essentially, and you're starting to see it now. You're starting to see people held responsible for the suicides that are happening across the U.S. You're starting to see courts say, like, hey, no, you are directly responsible for this bullying here, X, Y, and Z. So I am going to make the argument, like, a cell phone it can be as dangerous as having a loaded handgun in your hand if you're not using it properly. It's a responsibility that takes a lot to handle.
I think that is I think that's aggressive.
I get it.
I don't quite have that view on it simply for this fact. And this is where my nieces and nephews argue with me, and my wife argues with me, and people tell me that I look at this wrong. I understand what you're saying with the bullying on social media part. Totally get it. It happens. It's terrible. But you don't have to be on social media. You, as a 13-year-old kid living your life, you don't have to be on social media.
So I'm
don't look at it.
That's totally cool, but it doesn't matter if you're looking at it or you're on it. If people are posting shit online about you, and it's spreading like wildfire.
Is that really any different than them posting, like, talking shit about you in the schools, writing notes about you?
I think so, because it can spread faster, spread anonymously. It can go like wildfire versus just being in school.
I don't know, man. I know bullying has been around forever. I totally get it. I empathize. I get it.
Yeah, no, you're not going to stop it. Like, it's part of life.
It's the new form of cell phones are what we did back in kids. It's just a different platform. It's just a different way of doing the same shit that has always happened forever and ever and ever.
I don't disagree to an extent, but I also think that it has made it significantly more powerful. the anonymity, the ability for people to start a lie instantly and have it spread within 24 hours or 12 hours or 6 hours. I mean, we talked about this in the golf course. What happened down in Prior Lake a couple years ago? I mean, that was unbelievable how everybody picked sides. Well, pretty much predominantly picked one side. And 6 months later, we come to find out what? It didn't actually happen in that way.
Right.
And so that's what I'm talking about is like all of a sudden now you have the entire world looking at something, making your life miserable. And before cell phones, before social media, that was going to be a maybe 200 people, 300 people, if that.
Right.
That's my point. Is it can explode and expand so much quicker.
It can, but again, I look at it and I say, 2 episodes ago, right? The first episode of the podcast, we talked about having rhino skin, right? Like some of this, there's a lot of bad shit. I'm not debating that, but some of this I think can be an opportunity to teach your kids. Like, you cannot control what people say about you. You can't control what happens in a lot of instances. So
yes,
shit's gonna happen. It can be bad. It's gonna be tough. You got to learn how to deal with it no matter what. And to me, cell phones, and I know this is one aspect of the cell phone piece. I'm not even as worried about the social media part. My kids, I don't even know that they're gonna give a shit about that. I worry about other aspects of cell phones through my lens and deciding to give it to kids or not. But
what do you worry about with that?
What I don't like about cell phones, how many times does the average adult touch their cell phone in one day?
Isn't like 1,000 times or something?
2,137 times. The only reason I know that is I had an email yesterday that said, I bet you're touching your phone again. Average adult, 2,137 times.
So back up though. What considers a touch? Is this a touch? If I just go like this, is this a touch?
Yeah.
Or is touching literally every time I pick it up?
Think about like on your phone to see if you have a notification, you tap it, right?
So they're not talking how many times you pick it up. They're talking how many times you actually touch your phone.
Interact with your phone the average American 2,000 times. Why? Why does the average adult American interact with the phone that much?
Because they hate their life and they're looking for validation elsewhere.
Well, why do you really what's your real answer, Mr. Sarcastic?
Why do they do it? Because they're addictive pieces of equipment.
That is my concern with them. I would not trade anything. I wouldn't want to go back 30 years from now. Like, I don't want to go back to being when I was a kid. Like, cell phones are great. There's a lot of really great stuff about them. But you're lying if you aren't willing to admit that every app developer, every person that does any piece of software, anything that goes onto a cell phone does it so that people want to use it more and more and more and more and more. By default, everything is built to be addictive. Why do our mother-in-laws play Candy Crush?
It's an addiction.
It's not a hard game.
No, it's a mindless scroll through. I mean, I asked my wife this morning.
Mindless scroll through.
I go, what did parents do? So in the Wall Street Journal yesterday, there's an article, and we're going to reach out to this person and see if they'll come on the podcast and talk about it. But it was about cell phone use in like basically saying, hey, parents, put the cell phones down. Like, parents aren't interacting with their kids the way they used to. Now, I would also say, like, when I was a kid, like, there was a shitload more independence. Like, my parents were awesome, but they were also like, hey, dinner's over, get your ass downstairs and go play with Lincoln Logs. And I don't know what they actually did. Like, I'm sure they cleaned the kitchen, they talked, they probably had conversations, but maybe they read a book while we were playing. I'm sure they did something because, like, I don't.
There's a lot of TV watching. There's a lot of sitcoms, a lot of news, a lot of.
Yeah, but as young kids, I don't think my parents were watching sitcoms while we were playing.
No. Yeah.
So like, what were they doing? So I'm gonna ask my parents, like, what did you do when we were playing? Did you read a magazine? What was it? But that is the piece that blows my mind. Is these are extremely addictive pieces of technology, and so you sit down and you're like, oh, I am going to sit here and just mindlessly scroll while my kids are playing. I've done it.
Right.
All of a sudden, like, you start to feel like shit because you're like, man, I'm missing out. Like, I miss my kids do something cool.
Well, and what happens to the kids when adults and parents mindlessly scroll like that?
I've told you this story, right? The story of being in the pool up in northern Minnesota with my daughter. And I mean, I'm sitting there, this is a water park up in northern Minnesota. My wife, my daughter, and I are there, and my daughter is in this wading pool. It's a huge wading pool. It's like 2 feet deep. And my daughter's like, she's typical daughter. She's bossing me around, telling me what to do. So I'm sitting in the pool, kind of relaxing. My wife's behind me on a chair. And my daughter's got this little boogie board, and she's, make waves, and we're having fun. All of a sudden, this other girl, similar age to my daughter's, walks over, maybe a little bit older, and she goes, starts talking to us, and she wants interaction. And so I asked him, like, hey, where's your mom? She goes, right over there. And mom's sitting over there on this chair, just swiping through her phone. First of all, you're around water. Like, it may be 2 feet deep, but people drown in that shit all the time.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, this is strange. So I'm sitting there, and my wife, we're talking, we're playing with our daughter, and this girl just wants attention. And this kid's mom is addicted to the phone. And my daughter is sitting, sits on my lap, and we're talking. And my daughter gets up, and this little girl goes, "Hey, can I sit on your lap?" And I was like, "No." I almost was like, my wife, like the girl goes, "I'll go ask my mom." We're like, no. My wife was like, "Get the fuck out of the pool. Get out of the pool now." So I jump out of the pool. I'm like, dude, like we're fucking creeped out. The weirdest part is the girl walks over, talks to the mom. The mom doesn't even look up, just keeps looking at her phone.
Yeah.
The girl comes over, she goes, "My mom said I can sit on her lap." I'm like, this is fucking creepy. We are out. We are gone. We are leaving.
It's innocent, but it is. That's the shit that turns into like lawsuits and police officers and like
100%. But like
creepy old dude.
But think about that interaction, right? Like aside from the kid being innocent, wanting attention, wanting someone to pay attention to her. Like you got someone that's addicted to their cell phone that can't even raise their own damn kid. That can't focus on their kid around something that's dangerous. And I'm not saying I'm dangerous. Like the water, no different. Like I said to my daughter, this was like a month ago. We were at the park, and she goes, "Cell phones, blah blah blah." And I go, "Adelaide, I want you to look at something. I want you to look at how many parents don't care about their kids here." And I go, I'm making a generalized statement, and I'm saying don't care like. They have no interest in interacting with their kids. And so she walks around, she goes, "There's another dad on a cell phone. There's another mom on a cell phone. Yeah. There's another dad." Meanwhile, I'm playing with my kids, and other kids are, watch me. If your kids are telling some other stranger to watch them at a park because you're on your cell phone, like put the damn cell phone down.
That is, so when we brought this topic up, talking about cell phones and when kids should or shouldn't have them, that's what runs through my head. This part of the conversation right here. We know how much adults use them, right? People fall into cell phone world, right? Because it's easy. They're kind of escape, whatever the reason is. I don't want my 10-year-old to learn that habit at 10 years old. I don't want my 6-year-old to learn that habit at 6 years old. I want them to go experience stuff and do things and not be tied to technology. And listen, I'm the biggest gamer in the world. I freaking love technology. As a kid, I gamed. Like, trust me, I do this stuff. I still play games on my cell phone, but I do it at just certain times of the day and no others, right? Like I try. I struggle with this too, but that's my view. I want my kids to be kids. I want them to go do stuff. I want them to have fun. I want them to be outside. I want them to play with Lincoln Logs. I want them to play with Legos. I don't want them stuck on technology. I just don't want it. I know it's unavoidable, but that is my whole hang up, and that's why we won't give kids cell phones. I mean, I don't even know if I'll give them to middle school, if I'm being honest. I'll probably catch heat for it, but like I don't want their default to be cell phone. I want their default to be I'm gonna read a book, or I want to go see my friend and go play, or something else besides just mindless scrolling.
And that's the addictive, someone who has struggled and will always struggle with addictive tendencies in my life, just because it's my personality, my brain's wired that way.
Yeah.
I mean, cell phones are extraordinarily addictive, and like you said, they're designed to be.
It's the apps. It's the other parts of it above them. It's the unintended consequences.
Yes.
Right.
And so you throw this in a kid's hand, And you can tell them everything, you can warn them, you can throw everything out there. But once they get that dopamine rush because they got that text message, they got that game, they got to the next level, like I don't really know if there's a significant turning back. I think it's more or less game over and good luck until they realize themselves like, hey man, I'm looking at this screen a lot more. I think one of the things like I'm pretty, walking around a grocery store is always a fun experience. So like I'll think about Costco, right? Load the 3 kids up, throw them in the cart. Or maybe I got one of the kids. And people usually look at me like I am batshit crazy. And I am. Like Matt knows this. I'm a different type of human. But the entire time going through Costco, whether it be the 1.5-year-old or the 6-year-old, I'm having a conversation. Sometimes when my son was like 1, I mean, I'm telling him like, okay, we're going to go find this now. We're going to go find this now. We're going to go, like, I'm having a conversation with him.
Yes.
He's not saying a damn thing to me. I'm rah, rah, rah. But you're interacting with the kids.
Right.
Then you look at other people in carts and each kid has a tablet. Or like, you're not teaching your kids to have patience. You're not teaching your kids to look at the world around them. You're teaching your kids, if you don't want to do something, it's okay.
Yeah,
just distract yourself with this technology.
Think about restaurants. Think about there's so many places where people look, man, like this is a journey for everyone. So I hope this doesn't come across preachy and we're not trying to tell anyone what to do necessarily. But like I know when you're sitting at a restaurant and you've got a 1 or a 2-year-old that's bawling their brains out and pissed off, like the really easy thing to do is give them the cell phone. Give them something to distract them. Totally get it. But like you just said, what are you teaching the kids then? Like my nephews cannot eat dinner. Now they're not little kids anymore. My nephews are 7, 10, and 15. Right? So I mean they're old enough to understand right, wrong, whatever. They cannot eat without having an iPad in front of them. Literally will not eat without having an iPad.
What do they do?
They watch YouTube. It's bizarre, and I'm not trying to call my sisters out, but that's that is the trained thing because many years ago, they were bitching, moaning, crying, whatever it was, and they got a piece of technology, and the kids learn that they can get their way. I've been very intentional, right, wrong, and different, of not letting that happen. Kids got to figure out how to feel emotions and get through shit. 100%.
And they also have to learn how to have a fucking conversation with people. Like it's so annoying that we cop out and say, oh, the kid, they're this, they're that. Like, okay, so like you're automatically making excuses for them. So you may as well just continue that excuse train when they like. I mean, I struggle with it because we take some flack from our family because we're pretty critical of my people in our family about the iPad use and this stuff. So we were on vacation.
Each their own.
We were in Park City, and when we travel, if only on an aircraft do our kids get the iPads.
Yes.
And then while we're on vacation, it's like, hey, we're on vacation. So, my daughter, what I saw was like my daughter would downloaded ABC Mouse. She played it on the plane. We got to the hotel, everybody's tired. Everybody's, so she played a little bit. But then it was like ABC Mouse. I want to play. Oh, iPad.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. Like we gave you like one little thread and you just pulled a whole entire sweater out.
Yeah.
Like this is wild to me. So we don't tend to give our kids iPads at home. We don't tend to give our kids, screen or they can watch TV. Like I'm okay for some reason, like whatever.
Yeah.
But like the actual tablet, we're not going to do. But it brings up the great question that I always have for these parents is like, why is it okay to tell your kids, hey, you don't need to behave at dinner. You can just behave by staring at this tablet. Like it's medication versus my theory. And like, this is where my wife and we don't go out to dinner a lot because our youngest is at that age where he's a little turd and he doesn't want to sit still and he wants to run around.
Right? Like, isn't that the easier decision?
But like, I mean, people like people want to go, just come on, it's not that. But like, no, it fucking sucks. It sucks. So we'll order a pizza and stay home, or we'll make it, whatever. But my whole thing is like, there's a restaurant not too far from our house, And if we go out there with my family and the kids are acting, crazy before dinner and they're running around, which they're kids, they're going to. Like, I don't expect them to be like us. Like, okay, kids, let's go outside. We'll go outside. We'll go on a walk around. We'll walk down to the little park. We'll go do things.
That's what we always did.
Because now they're using their imagination. I am sorry, but very few of these games, and particularly if they're watching YouTube, like, there's not imaginative. That's just mind-numbing crap that you're throwing in front of your kids.
Well, and I'm really trying to. I want the kids to be able to talk to other people and interact and ask questions and engage. And it's still like my 9-year-old, when he talks to grandma or grandpa or talks to other people, hey buddy, how's your day? Good. What'd you do today? Played. Like, it's not a lot of interaction.
Yeah.
That's just his personality and the way he is. Now in person, he won't stop talking, but like when we go out to dinner, use that example again. I want to sit down and actually talk. Like, how was your day? What did you do? Like, I want to engage. I don't want to just sit there, because you give the kids the phones and they go and they check out and do the technology. Like, what are the parents going to do? Like, they don't have anyone to play with or talk to then either. The parents are going to do the same thing. Now you're 4 people sitting on your phones.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, it's amazing. You go to dinner, how many times you see 4 parents on the phones at dinner? Or excuse me, you see a family of 4, the parents on the phones, the kids on their tablets. Like, why are you even going out to dinner? Like, I'm sorry, but you kind of look like idiots.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're that important that you all have to have your own tablet, then go get a boardroom and eat in a boardroom. Because
that's my whole beef with this whole cell phone discussion. It's that aspect of it for me. I understand what you're saying with the social media piece. I get that. Like, that it is definitely a concern, but beyond just that part, right? Beyond the social media, because you can block that too. Like, you can go on the parents as the owners of the phones and the parent and of the account, you say what they can and can't download. Like, to some extent you can prevent that part, but what you can't prevent, no matter what, is the minute you hand this device to anybody, especially little kids that don't understand stuff, like, their eyes go big. They're gonna instantly want to play with this thing above all else.
Yeah, it brings up a really interesting point that I was thinking about. There is when you like having that discussion with kids, and it's tough, right? I'm a big proponent of, like, be you, be different, be awesome, like, whatever, like, chase your dreams, chase your passions. Don't do shit just because other people are doing it. Like, that just makes you a robot to some extent. If you think about it from that perspective, right? Like, how do you have that conversation with kids that, like, you may hate me in the short term that I'm not giving you this cell phone, but in the long run, you're going to thank me because you're going to be open to all these things around you. I mean, I think about, and there's no qualitative way to go do this, but I mean, I just walk into a restaurant or like a QSR, quick serve restaurant. We were up north, we walked into this place. There's 4 girls, I don't know, 16 to 20, maybe working. And this is a place that a lot of families go to. And I asked the girl, I go, I got a question. I go, what do kids typically like? She laughed and responded with, I don't really know. I'm like, what?
Like, to eat?
Yeah. And then, like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, you don't really know? You have no idea. Like, you don't even have a record. Like, and that's what I'm thinking in my brain. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay. And about a minute later, she's like, well, a lot of kids like strawberries, so we could put strawberries on there. And I'm like, oh, that was helpful. But then, like, you look at them, like, there's no customers. They don't understand engagement. They don't understand how.
Is that a cell phone issue?
I think it is. I think it boils down to their entire lives have been on here, right? They don't know how to have these conversations with adults or with anybody, and, like, what service actually matters, because they're used to, like, come on, you're ordering everything on your cell phone. You don't have to engage with someone. So when you go to work and you get a job and you have to be in reverse, do you know how to make people happy? Do you know how to go above and beyond? Do you understand how to make people feel good other than online with a heart button? Like, should there be a heart button at the cafe where you can push the heart button? Like, heart. Oh, I feel so much better now. I just got 9 likes while I was standing here.
Yeah, that's right, man. The thought in our heads has always been kind of dealing with that sort of topic and that idea that if if we're not teaching our kids from a young age to interact and learn how to cope with, I'm going to cry because I'm crabby at dinner. Okay, we'll deal with it. Or I'm bored, we'll go find a book. Like, if we're not teaching our kids how to do that stuff, we're not teaching them how to interact from an early age and have conversations, and we default to just giving them something else to go do by themselves, then we're just creating a whole bunch of people to go to do stuff by themselves, right? Like
100%.
Humans are social ass animals. We have to talk to each other. We have to learn how to communicate. We have to do all these things, and just the having kids zone out to me on technology is like just terrible.
You know what? I also think a part of it too, right? When you look at technology, particularly tablets and phones for children, part of me wonders if it's not just parents being lazy, right? Like, you think about being a parent.
It's all parents being lazy.
You get married, and maybe you didn't want to have kids. Maybe you did want to have kids. But I'm dead set. There's a lot of people that had kids because society expected them to have kids. And so like, they're like, oh, I hate this. Like, you probably know people that like, they don't enjoy being a parent. They don't like,
no. Don't get me wrong. There's a ton of parents like that. Or they have kids and they're like, this is not what I thought it would. This fucking sucks. Like,
oh, it's tough. It's tough. Like, well, yeah, no shit. It's tough. Like, you're raising a human.
Yeah.
But I think that's a big piece of it. Like, it's just easier to be like, hey kid, here's a cell phone. Now you can sit in your room all day and play on your cell phone, and you're not going to go into the big, bad, scary world, which isn't as big, bad, and scary as everybody makes it out to be. We'll do a discussion on that later, but I think, I don't know, to me, it's I look at cell phones, I go, my kids are not getting cell phones until they can understand the consequences and handle the reality of them.
Yep. And
I think that's the biggest piece of it. I mean, we just need more discussions around that, and more parents to say, band together. The logical parents band together and say, hey, my kids don't need a cell phone. We're signing this pledge. We're not going to. And I read an article like somewhere in the UK or Scotland, somewhere like that. They an entire city say they won't give kids cell phones before the age of like 16 or 17. And the results were astounding. Like,
I have to imagine it would be
kids were outside playing.
Difference.
They were outside. Like, I mean, I know we live in this world where everybody thinks that they're so cool and like, dude, did you ding dong DoorDash as a kid?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, hell yeah. Now you got Ring doorbells, so people are gonna see it. But like, man, the stupid shit we did as kids, like, let's bring back being kids. Let's let kids be kids. And that's my other problem with cell phones. I think the moment that they get a cell phone, again, cell phone automatically brings them some level of response. They lose the ability to be a kid. Kids need to be kids. Kids are gonna screw up. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna do dumb things. Like, let kids be kids.
Yeah.
And see what happens, as opposed to expecting these 12-year-olds to grow up. And like, I mean, think about it. When you were 12, were you mature enough to handle the cell phone? Like, if I went back to 12-year-old Matt and said, hey, Matt, here's your cell phone. You can do all these magical things. Were you mature enough to actually use that thing responsibly, the exact way it was intended to be used?
Dude, I couldn't even use a telephone responsibly at home. How many prank calls did you make? How many pizzas did you order for people that didn't know they were going to get 14 pizzas? Like, we were terrible about that. That's not terrible. I mean, we were kids, but dude, we would prank call so much. Remember *67? You could block your number when caller IDs came.
Oh, dude, yes.
If I'm bad with a piece of technology that literally makes me press in buttons and just dials one other person, right? Like, I have no idea what I would have done with the cell phone. I'm sure it would have been, I don't know, whatever.
No, I mean, I think, we got to wrap up here, but I think at the end of the day, right, it boils down to your personal comfort. My personal comfort is I'm not comfortable giving my kid a cell phone, maybe a flip phone where they can just dial me or dial my wife as they get a little bit older. But there's no way in hell my kids are getting a smartphone, at least before the age of 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there. This
will be fun to see if we can hold you to this.
Oh, you're going to hold me to it because, again, my kids might hate me, but they're probably going to be pretty damn thankful at the end of the day that they actually get to go enjoy life as opposed to live life on a screen. I mean, let's think about it, right? My mom and I were talking about this yesterday. They left for a trip. Like, all the people using their phones to take pictures of a million different things every day.
Yeah.
Like, do you actually give a shit about that tree you just took a picture of? Like, and that was a question I had with my mom. She's like, when we die, are you guys going to care about all the scenery pictures? Or are you guys going to care about the actual pictures of us in it? I go, I probably only care about the pictures of you guys in a picture of you guys are in it. And it brings up a great, like you're living this, I don't know, you're living this false reality if you're living through your cell phone. If all you're doing is watching YouTube videos all day, are you really living? Or are you just living in an alternate reality because you're too afraid to get out there? Or like you've been conditioned to believe that the world is a big, scary place and it's going to hurt.
I don't even know if that's what it is, that people are scared that the world is, this scary big thing. I think it's more people just don't find enjoyment in doing things as much. Like they don't go outside as much. They don't go learn. Well, I guess YouTube maybe is learning, but it's just like the default is I'm tired, especially parents, right? Like it's tiring to be a parent. It really is. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of effort. I totally understand the idea of I'm just going to veg out for a little bit and scroll Instagram and watch reels. I get it. But if you do that every day for years, like what are you living for? What are you doing? Like pick up a book, do something different besides just watching other people's lives. Go live your own life.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw this challenge before we wrap up here. So one of my favorite things to do is I learned this morning that Matt is not a morning person. I tend to be a morning person. And I love, weirdly enough, like darkness is something that I enjoy, like being outside in the dark.
Well, you're Norwegian.
I know, like half the year is dark. But I'm gonna just challenge anybody. Like if you haven't been outside in the pitch dark, go outside in the pitch dark and go for a walk. Go find a trail by your house. Maybe you wear a head torch, maybe you don't. Like I prefer it in pitch black. And go for a 1 mile walk in the pitch dark by yourself. No music, no podcasts. It's gonna blow your mind. What you hear, the sounds you hear. And by the way, your mind's gonna start playing some pretty funny games. I got a great story about that we can talk about later. But Matt, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
One other thing we're doing, and I'll throw this challenge out too. I love your challenge. I'm gonna try to wake up early and go in the dark. It's amazing how much thinking you do when you go out and just walk or run without any music technology. One of the things that we implemented, this is timely conversation, and no, we didn't plan this conversation with literally what was on our mind this morning. 3 days ago, I sat down with my kids and I said, hey, I got a new rule here. So my son last week, Friday night is now family game night, apparently, according to my son. So we're going to play games on Fridays. And one of the games in the closet, it was a checkers board that we bought at the Twins game last year. I said, but dude, we've never played that game. You had to have that. We've never played it. And he said, well, I asked you to play it that one time, but you were too busy. And I was like, what? Okay, probably, maybe. So he said that to me and it just stuck in my head. So what I'm trying to do, and I encourage anyone to give this a shot, and please, let me know if it's working for you, because it's gonna be a challenge for me. From 4:30 through the rest of the night until the kids go to bed, I'm not touching technology. No phones, no iPads. Unless it's an emergency and someone's calling me and blowing me up, I am just family focused, or I'll read a book, or I'll go for a walk, or I'll do something. But no technology from 4:30 until the kids go to bed. That's our thing.
Dude, I love that challenge. And I've had, when I was in commercial insurance, I kind of had that, and it's still trying to abide by that from 5 to 7:30, 5 to 7:45. Throw the phone on the counter, walk away, don't touch it. If it's that urgent, whatever. Like, and that's a big piece of it, man. Very little is that urgent. So, Matt, I'm going to let you wrap it up here. I'm going to let these guys know that we are running a little bit late for our phone call.
Oh, we're jumping on a call. All right. If you got any value out of the show, we say it every time, please share the show. Send it to a friend that maybe needs to hear this. Maybe you've got a friend or a family member who is on the phones way too much and gives their kids way too much of the shit. And maybe this is just refreshing to hear there are other people that actually monitor and are kind of strict on this topic too. So thanks for hanging out with us today. Until next time, this is Matt Adelman signing off for Sarcastic Oli.
I'm not sarcastic.
Yeah. All right.
All right, guys. We'll chat soon. Thanks.
See ya.